Welcome everybody to another episode of Providence Lucha Talk. This is Luisito,
Your boy Jay Aguila.
and we are here to talk about all things wrestling, especially this weekend. It was, I think, probably now I'm saying I overhype everything, but this paper was really good that we had on Sunday, the NXT Takeover 31, and we'll be talking briefly about Monday Night Raw, which a lot of things happened later on Raw, which is great.
Yep, and of course, you guys can listen to the Providence Lucha Talk on our Apple Podcast as well. Those Android users with Spotify as well. Please make sure you follow us on our social media, Providence Lucha Talk. You can type it on Google or Bing it, and you'll find our information online. Wrestling has been pretty interesting. Even from SmackDown, we were making a joke about that. Nobody watched SmackDown. Yet, SmackDown is the first one to announce the first match of Hell in a Cell, which was really interesting. And you think it's going to be something really creative, guys. You think it's going to be something amazing, mind blowing, but it's just a recycling. It's going to be part two. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Luisito.
And I think the same thing with I think we might see Randy Orton and McIntyre again.
Well, I was going to build up
Yeah.
towards that, but yes. But the first match was announced on SmackDown. Luisito, what's your thoughts on the announcement of this match?
I like the story that they did from the last pay-per-view and last Friday on SmackDown, but I don't know where is this leading up to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's like who's coming to the rescue, because I know the other brother is injured, so I don't think himself could help out the cause of him, helping his brother out. But I'm guessing either, I don't know if this is gonna affect the way that the draft's gonna be. I don't know if that story, since you know what I'm saying. So the pay-per-views after the draft are these four individuals, which we'll talk about the McIntyre later. But are these four individuals staying in their respective brands, or are they just doing this just to have a match on deck, just in case anything happens? They have this one written on stone so they could sell Hell in a Cell, because I think it's gonna be like a week or so after the draft, so it's gonna be difficult for them to build stories for people. But I wouldn't mind seeing another match, but I don't know how the result's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Roman Reigns can't lose, so you keep defeating Jey Uso for no reason.
I mean, he cannot lose. I definitely agree. I thought that they might include a Samoan that I completely forgot about was Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
we completely forgot about Samoa Joe, and I thought Samoa Joe might have been the next person, because we're seeing Kevin Owens on Friday nights, we see him Braun on Monday night, and it's like, why not Samoa Joe? But it seems that Samoa Joe may not be clear, or maybe they don't know how to add him to the story, because the way I would add Samoa Joe to the story is like Jey Uso would be like, listen, I'm not medically clear from the last fight, but this guy is the one that's going to represent the family. And, that's one way you can introduce Samoa Joe, but it's too creative for WWE. WWE doesn't give a damn about that. So that's the only interesting thing that we are announcing or reporting from SmackDown. After that, it's Takeover. Takeover is definitely black and gold. Going down with the breakdown real quick. It started off pretty nice with the North American Championship match between Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano. Damian Priest retained the title. Follow that, we had the filler match, or quote filler match, of Kushida versus Velveteen Dream. Kushida wins this match via submission. Through that match, we jump straight to the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match between Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Santo Escobar. Escobar come in clutch with a pin. So far, we have two champions retaining their title. Hopefully, there is a title change. Watch.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Followed to that match, we had the NXT Women's Championship match, Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. And surprise, surprise, people, Io Shirai is still your NXT Women's Champion with the announcement of the return of Toni Storm
And
Amber Moon, which
that's crazy.
that was a shocker for many people right there. And lastly, one of the most technical, old school, of high risk, high flying type of match that I think it speaks for itself. Finn Balor versus the uprising Kyle O'Reilly for the NXT Championship belt. You guys guessed it. Finn Balor is your NXT champion, still champion. So, with that also being said, it seems that Rich Holland was battering Adam Cole and left him on the sideline of the ring. Strong and Fish tried to, rush back to see what's going on, but that's where, the camera faded out. So there's a lot of story being developed, but let's talk about the most obvious: Toni Storm and Ember Moon. We did this draft. Okay, if you go back to our episode, we did the draft. We clearly said Amber Moon
back to NXT.
It's like, I'm still shocked about that. Yeah. When I saw that announcement, I'm like, yo, did we just prophesy this?
Remember Keith Lee too, when he went to, I'm like, I don't know if they look in our show, at least, we have somebody big looking at our show.
I mean, can you guys repay us with subscribers or something, with the 5-star? Because honestly, I was baffled. Personally, when I was reading the tweets and the Insta, I was baffled. But what does this mean for NXT? NXT is getting high star talent to recover talents that have been moved out of NXT to Raw or SmackDown. And I'm not sure how far they could go with Ember Moon and Toni Storm, but I feel like either way, whoever get Io Shirai first is going to have a hell of a time, because this is something that we've all been waiting for.
And also, I was reading before the pay-per-view started on Sunday. I was reading some reports that we might see, and a bunch of other people posted that we might see about a couple of surprises, like new stars emerging. But I didn't expect Toni Storm. I thought somebody that was injured, like Karen Cross, would have been too early. But somebody that's been injured, out of commission, or we haven't seen in a while on NXT was going to show up, or make their move then. But seeing that Toni Storm, when I saw that first, I was like, oh, that's great. Just Toni Storm coming back or just doing her little promo was great. But then we saw Ember Moon riding, she looked like Mad Max, riding into the thing. And I was like, who's this? Honestly, I thought it was Retribution. I was like, wait, at Retribution NXT or somebody. I was like, all right. Then she unveiled, and I was like, yo, NXT got better. But at the same time, so that means we getting two probably really strong, and Ember Moon being recovered from her injury, at least hopefully at 100%, going to NXT. That means, are we seeing people shifting from NXT to the main roster?
No.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Are they gonna even it out that, or are they?
So to give a little bit of context, I think back in either May or June, Toni Storm was in a match of an I Quit match with the current champion over there, which is Kylie Ray.
Yeah.
So since Toni Storm lost that match, that was her her out of NXT UK. So I already had in mind that she was going to be part of NXT US, but I didn't expect it to be this long. I thought that she was going to be introduced more towards August or September, but because of the pandemic, of course, now, since I guess they're finding loopholes of how to bring talent from different countries to Florida, I was really excited to see Toni Storm being announced, because she's she was doing great back in 2019.
Was she? No, she wasn't. She was the second, because the first one I think was Rhea Ripley, the first NXT UK Women's Champion. I think she was the second. I think she won it 2 or 3 times already. And I feel like she's something that's missing for NXT. She'd be a good contender against EO, and especially now that Rhea's still at NXT, that you could still redo the Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm like feud once again amongst that. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be a good story, at least to not to repeat it here in the US, but there's already story built amongst the two.
2021 probably.
Yeah.
2021 probably we could see Tony Storm or be in part. We could see Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm going at it during Survivor Series if NXT is included. With
they have to be.
Well, we'll see if they are. And then we also got to remember is that she just got to NXT. So I'm going to give her at least 5 to 6 months before I could see her going after Ripley or joining Retribution or whatever the case could be. You know, it's going to be wild to see Tony Storm at a different color brand. Now with Ember Moon, obviously her career did not it didn't flourish at all with Raw or SmackDown. You know, I don't believe she won the either belt. I don't believe she was able to
Did she even got? I don't think she even got the NXT. She was either her.
She was
or
NXT
coming up short.
No, she was NXT. No, she has won the NXT belt.
Okay.
But she was, I believe, it was relinquished from her because of an injury.
Yeah, I think. I'm confusing. She was never able to get over the hump and defeat Asuka. Asuka was her limit.
Exactly. Now that she was transferred to Raw or SmackDown, it was hard for her story to grow, and because of some injury that I think occurred during that ladder match, the Money in the Bank match, it was really hard for her to even stay more of hot. And that's and sadly she was dug deep in the hole that, you know, Triple H said, like, hey, welcome home. Like, come back to Black and Gold. And I think this is a very what's the word again? It is a haven place for her. Just
and like I feel like everybody who's like left and come back, I feel like not a nice reboot, but it's just like it's
except
nice
for Austin Theory.
Well, no, I think it's still too early. He's only had 3 matches. I'm just waiting because there's people that have gone back. Like for example, like Tyler Breeze. It took him a while to get into the rhythm. He was like a filler guy in NXT. Then he got into a rhythm, even though he got some I guess OG status for NXT, but it took him some time. So I would just say, Austin Theory, just give it some time.
Okay, but with Tyler Breeze, right? You're right. He is one of the earliest NXT champion. I think after Big E. But the thing with Tyler Breeze too was he was already in matches for the North American. You know, there was story that was working somewhat for his favor, but then you mentioned Breezango, you know what I'm saying? And then it just like went down for him. So he definitely is a true friend. He's a great human being and a true friend to wait on his partner to become an NXT champion versus being a single champion. That's the one thing I have observed from Tyler Breeze, because if you think about it, he won his first tag team somewhat with I forgot what the program, I think it was called CFW. He won it with, I believe it was Roman Reigns. That was his like first partner winning the championship. Yeah. And then he started to work with other people, but all of his title besides the NXT has been tag team. That's like his like forte is like tag team matches. So it's Austin Theory. I don't know what's going on with your boy, but you better step it up. Or
he's Cena Jr. He really looks like a diet Cena. Like
he's probably gonna go back to the brand that the shirt that you wear, which is Evolve. Like
that means he's gonna be jobless because there's no more Evolve. I think kind of like talking about Evolve. Because I know the past couple of weeks I'd mentioned Raw Underground and stuff, and they haven't had Raw Underground.
Maybe the past 2 weeks.
Maybe they could not bring Raw Underground to NXT, for like do something not like a UFC style, but like do um like indie version of what Raw Underground with the roster of Evolve or the people that have that the new people that got signed. So at least kind of do a better version of main event. You know what I'm saying? Like the hour of like at 10 o'clock, give some people time, kind of like how they started developing back in the day. The cruiserweight, they gave them some time for them to like do their thing. If it's done correctly, I feel like they could start developing new people, and I just keep them at, let's say, Raw Underground, NXT Underground, or what, or at least on the ground, and just give them some TV time. So while they build some story, then they could switch over to different brands. I think it'd be too creative, but I feel like that'd be a good opportunity rather than just making the UFC.
I mean, maybe. But for the past 2 weeks, we have not seen Underground
True.
aired in Raw. So I guess with the Retribution story, it has to like develop even further, which we will be talking shortly. Out of Takeover, I think one of the matches that I was really mostly impressed with, I'm of course it's going to be with Finn. And I'm going to have to give it also to the Kushida match. Those two matches were one of my two favorite recap of watching and reading about, because it seems that it was more entertaining with how they try to work with Valentine Dream, but Valentine Dream seems to be, if he's going to be gone from TV,
You
since
think?
he was moving the arm a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like a big injury. So I think he's going to be out of TV. So this is Kushida time to maybe be the next contender for the North American Championship or the Cruiserweight, depending on which way he
could see the
wants to go.
Yeah, I feel like he mentioned that he came to the States to wrestle against heavyweights. It's gonna be difficult for him. I know he's a submission based guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know he style wise and skill he could wrestle against anybody. Well, the higher the title you go, like North American and NXT, not too much NXT Raw, everybody's about the same size. But when you go to like United States and Intercontinental and so on and so forth, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't know how he's gonna transition his like technical style to fit that. It'd be interesting. But I feel like if you want to make a bigger superstar than he is, I would say shoot for North American, and worst comes to worst, go to cruiserweight rather than be the cruiserweight that be your limit. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot for the stars, but if you land in the clouds, so I feel like the cruiserweight, you know what I'm saying? Like the clouds would be good for him. But I wouldn't mind seeing him against Damian Priest. That'd be a good contender, especially for story purpose and stuff.
I mean, like it's Kushida's hot right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were expecting for him to lose this match, and I don't blame them. But Kushida's definitely seemed to be in a motion similar to Orange Cassidy from AEW. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's being put in the right place with the right people, and I'm just hoping that he doesn't end up like what's his name again? Tasawa. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, Tasawa, yeah.
I'm just hoping they just don't like.
I feel like they have,
and then
I think they have more. Sorry, I think they have more. Not more respect for him, but I feel like he has more prestige since he came from. You know what I'm saying? He's a bigger name in overseas in Japan than Akira Tasawa was.
So Tasawa was a big name too. And
yeah, but
he has
Kushida was a 2-time junior heavyweight, and like he held titles over there, and he was like running things in his division. So I feel like they wanted to grab somebody from that market onto the United States. So it just let's see how they handle him.
I mean, Tasawa is also a cruiserweight, and I'm not sure if he was a tag team before, but the man has certain like I forgot what the word is, but he's been with the company for a long time. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you should at least make him more representative than making him more foolish, like they're doing with Drew Gulak and R-Truth. Well, R-Truth is already a clown. Yeah. I mean, like,
but that's worked for him. That's worked for him for the past 20, 25 years. Like that's been him forever.
Little Jimmy.
That makes him money. He's employed for the past 20, 30 years. So Jimmy is helping.
Jimmy is
But
paying for
I feel
something.
like the Kushida match. I like the story. I
Yep.
like that they brought it kind of the whole concept of like Back in the Future. I like the whole concept and him being kind of like Velveteen Dream kind of calling him Morty. I like the whole concept, and that's the thing I appreciate about Velveteen Dream, that he takes what's good about the person, the skill or gimmick or whatever, and kind of like makes it part of the whole scene and scenario. And I really appreciate the match between the two, because it was just like good storytelling. And Kushida was crazy. Technically, it was crazy. I thought he was gonna lose it a couple of times when the last Purple Rainmaker. I was like, okay, he got it 1-2, then submitted. I was like, yo, it was crazy. But it was a
Yeah.
good match overall. I feel like that was really good. Even the cruiserweight was really good. I appreciated that one, that they gave us a different. I feel like they changed. If you go back, for those who watch it, like the recaps and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
watch that kind of the cinematic of that match. They kind of pan out to make them, not make them look bigger, but like the like acrobatic and aerial stuff. Like when you pan out cinematic, it looks grandier than they are, even though it's skillful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I like how everybody, they had to like push themselves and like look at stuff beyond their regular repertoire. I think he landed a move that wasn't his Phantom Driver to finish him off, which is crazy. But I like that they added the new Giannis into it. I don't know, I'm iffy about him, but I like that they're building a new person into the story and to the fold of the Cruiserweight Championship.
It's a it's an interesting ending in my personal opinion. I feel like Swerve should have won this match
Mm-hmm.
just so we could get like a tit for tat type of story. You know what I'm saying? You
True.
beat me here, I beat you there.
Well, he hasn't beat him, and every time they face each other, Hijo de
Exactly.
Fantasma, Santos Escobar lost every single time. So I feel this was his not redemption, because he's the champion. The between the two, that's finally his first win against him. So,
His first win, but still for championship, like one, it's like Sasha Banks. You know what I'm saying? Sasha Banks,
okay.
she'll win during the Raw show, but when it comes to her title defense, most likely on her first one, she usually loses. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's like I thought Isaiah, since he had a history with Escobar of winning, I thought he was
Mm-hmm.
going to get this W, but it seemed like they had a whole different mindset. So I guess whoever is this guy, because again, I don't watch NXT, hopefully is going to be the next person to be contendership. If not, like we mentioned earlier, it could be Kushida. Either way,
Yeah.
it could work. It's just like I just don't know how they're going to build up that story. Now, with Finn Balor, the question is, who's going to be the next spot? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be a newcomer from the UK or someone coming
He's already
down?
here. I think he's already here. I think it's gonna be Rich Holland. I
But
think.
he has a story right now with Undisputed Era.
I think the way in my head that I would like. I think in this Undisputed Era, it's gonna stay intact. I think a couple of people might be shift to other brands. I think Adam Cole's gonna be moved along or something, and I think either Adam Cole is gonna combine with Finn Balor, or something's gonna happen that Finn Balor has to go against Rich Holland. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's something connection like Bullet Club and Too Sweet and something with Adam Cole that I don't know if they're gonna form their own thing or they're gonna disband or something. But I feel like Rich Holland is getting rid of Undisputed Era to get Finn Balor's attention. That's why he attacked Adam Cole rather than the other two, because I feel like he's buddies with him. And at the end of the match, he showed respect to Kyle O'Reilly. So it shows some type of like a soft spot for the Undisputed Era.
Right. But again, if the story now is that Ridge Holland brought brought, Adam
Yeah.
Cole to the ring,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Undisputed Era is going anywhere this Friday or Monday. I feel like there's still going to be NXT for maybe the next upcoming draft, because this is a story that is just opened up, and I feel like it's going to work slowly. That the final boss, it could be either Cole or O'Reilly, to defeat Ridge Holland, or Ridge Holland just destroy Undisputed Era week by week by week, and then Finn Balor is like the ultimate boss for this guy.
True.
Or unless if it's Karrion Kross make a miracle healing and shows up. Who knows? It's already been like what?
Yeah, they just gotta build. They don't have not a monster in the division, but I feel they don't have nobody strong and big in that division. So I feel Rich Holland's a good piece. The only thing we just have to see.
Loomis as well.
Yeah, he just appeared last week or 2 weeks ago. So that's something. But I feel like he's more stuck on the mid card. I feel like he's your. Let's see, he is your not your Fiend, but he's kind of like your other babyface / heel person that he could attack anybody. That's not. He's the X factor of that division. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't mind him going for the North American and Rich Holland. I feel he's in a good trajectory because everybody who he's faced, he's gone through, and I don't think he lost in the tournament for qualifying for the NXT Championship. It was the other person whoever was in the match with them that took the loss. But I think he got a bright future in NXT. I just gotta see, and also I don't think we're gonna see Finn Balor for a week or so. Maybe we'll see him tomorrow, Wednesday for like a promo or something. But I know after the match they went all out and they both got injured. So I don't know, the recovery time is gonna be a week or so. But I think match wise, I think he's gonna be out for at least a week or so too. He recovers.
Yeah, Finn Balor is like baseball. You know what I'm saying? You save your best player or rest them during the regular season, but you only for just those special moments. And I think what you're seeing makes a whole lot of sense. You want to rest Finn Balor. You want to use him for promo. Make whoever's going to be his next opponent do all the talking, hype him up, and then once a week or two before the next pay-per-view or the next big event, you bring out Finn Balor, make sure he's nice, crisp, and then do what he has to do. I definitely agree with that idea. Now, I think TakeOver, again, did a hell of a job. I think we talked about our favorite. I don't think there was really any worse match. You know what I'm saying? No. It was just not that, worth of talking.
I will say the only thing that's not, I'm saying not worth talking, but that wasn't like the highlight of the thing. It was just like the Adonis guy during the Cruiserweight, because everything else, all the promos that we mentioned, Tony Storm, Ember Moon, the matches itself were great, and it's the ending and refereeing and everything. So it was just good overall. And I'm guessing the Gargano way wasn't successful once again. So I don't know if that's gonna continue but
I think it's still gonna continue. It's just not gonna. I don't think people are gonna take it that seriously unless if Gargano again is the next opponent, or if he could find a tag team partner and try to help out the tag team division.
I know it's not going to be a downgrade for him because he's won the NXT, he won the tag team.
He's a triple crown champ. Yeah, he's a triple crown.
Well, he hasn't won the Cruiserweight. So would you like to see him a Cruiserweight? Not, that wouldn't be a good move for him. I wouldn't mind seeing him just something different. You know what I'm saying? Like to elevate that division, to add more people to it.
I understand where you're coming from, but it's like the one person I would have loved to see being a Cruiserweight champion was Finn Balor when he came back, but they have him more focused with the NXT because he's a really big name. So
because Gargano, it's NXT, so I'm like, they changed the Cruiserweight from WWE Cruiserweight to NXT Cruiserweight. So I feel like not have him hold for a little bit, but at least to help out, bring that division up again, while the same thing he did when he was NXT champion. That'd be something interesting to see.
This is our episode, guys. Let us know in the comment below what you think. What was your favorite moment from TakeOver and Raw? Is SmackDown, are you watching it? Like, let us know. You know what I'm saying? You can follow the Providence Lucha Talk on our audio content on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, and as well as you can follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitters. We're on Instagram as well as the YouTube. Make sure you give us the thumbs up, the subscribe, and we'll gladly be able to respond and interact with you guys. So I'm your boy, Jay Aguila.
That's Luisito.
And we say good night. Peace.
Good night. See ya.